J right in your face.
Welcome back to the Faedaway podcast, episode number 3. I'm your host, Faedaway, and I got my co-host with me here, Zaid. Zaid, how you doing, pal?
Good, man. I just want to welcome everybody to the studio. I know
Bienvenue à la stew.
some people called it the office. I wouldn't quite call it the office. Call it the stew, also known as the Raptors room. So, you know, we got our Kawhi bobblehead from the championship season with this little championship MVP right here. We got the Raptors championship ring. Look at that bad boy. Replica and all. Look at that. Looks not real at all, but it's a sentiment. And then we got a whole bunch of Raptors pictures, jerseys, some very notable players, and some of our favorite jerseys. But yeah, welcome to the studio. This is going to be our second episode on YouTube. So if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, leave some comments below of things you want us to talk about. We'd love all of that. So, but yeah, it's been a good week in the NBA. Not a lot of storylines. It's been kind of slow on storylines this year, I find.
Well, everything's just been a slap, so it's kind of been not competitive, annoying a little bit. I don't know. We're going to talk about a lot of things, man, because it's weird because all the teams you didn't expect to do well have started out at the top of the standings.
Yeah.
And then those guys who you expected to be at the top did not. They're like all at the bottom.
They're struggling.
Literally all of them.
Yeah.
And we're going to go through a lot of that extensively in the episode. But, man, let's just start off with vintage Steph Curry. Vintage Steph Curry. So, people, I'm not going to say I was one of them.
You were.
But
Include
I was
yourself in the people.
I was kind of one of them.
Yeah.
I doubted. I was like, he needs other players. And he needs, some system. He needs a system to play.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, last night this dude put on a show.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, it looked like Davidson basketball all over again, where this dude was just running around the court, taking all the shots. I'm just going to take all the shots.
I
he
think
took 31 shots.
You sent the last 6 points he had scored, and there were like some leaner threes, some, not like chuck up threes, but they were ridiculous shots that he was taking, and he was just that fire. But that's a performance that the Warriors needed from him, and I think he needed it, and Steph needed it from him for himself, because people
shut everybody up.
People like you, I wouldn't say I was as bad as you were. I was doubting a bit too, but people were really giving him a lot of flack for just not performing well this season and not being able to carry a team this season. Draymond did come back last night. So
I think he came back 2 games ago.
Did he come back 2 games ago? Okay, but I mean that's nice for him to have some sort of continuity with him, make him feel a bit more comfortable.
I'm loving the Draymond Green James Wiseman thing.
James?
Dude, Wiseman is a good player.
He is a very, very good
He's got
player.
good footwork. He's got good hands. He can dunk everything. He's a big dude. He's fast. He can dribble.
He's mobile for his size.
I like him, man.
Yeah, he's
I really like
good.
him. And I think Draymond Green and him complement each other very well.
Yeah.
Man, I'm enjoying it. I hope, I don't think the Warriors are a great team because I think Wiggins and Oubre are so up and down.
Yeah.
That it's just, and I don't think Steph's going to give you 62 every night.
He's not going to give you 62, but he's got to give him 25 to 30.
And I mean, what happened? Like, injuries happen in the league. What happens if Steph sits out 2 weeks? What's going to happen?
Well, yeah, that team is not really.
It's a goner.
That team is not really destined for the playoffs. I'd say. I think they could squeeze into the playoffs. I don't think they're a sure bet. But this season, if anything, I think it's more is about Steph. Steph, you have to be able to carry a team. This is the biggest knock on your career. Other than maybe not winning a Finals MVP, which is, I'll give him a pass on that because he got robbed the Iguodala year. I don't think Iguodala deserved that one. I think it was 2015.
Yeah.
But this is the biggest thing for Steph. Can you lead a team almost by yourself or being the absolute clear-cut number one guy, right? The first year they won the championship, they had help. They had a lot of help. And then the other 2, you had KD. So, which automatically nullifies you being the best player on that team.
That's what I was going to say. Like, let me plead my case a little bit here because it's been a while since Steph has played without KD. And when KD was on the team, it's hard to acknowledge anybody else because there's so much attention that goes to him, that goes to Clay, that goes to Steph, that each of them can't command double teams. None of them can command double teams. So you're free to move, and when you're just that good, you need to be double teamed at some point. So when you're playing with KD and everything is going great, it's hard to remember Steph. to remember pre-KD stuff, and then last year misses the entire year. It's a wash. Didn't really see much of him. And then this year, it's like, okay, well, I don't know. This team kind of sucks. And they got blown out the first 2 games. It wasn't even competitive.
Yeah.
The last few games, he's turned it on. The first couple of games were good competition, so you can't really knock him too much. But the last thing I'll say about Steph is once a shooter, always a shooter.
Hey, yeah, it is.
I hope he stays healthy. It's exciting, and it's good for the league when Steph Curry's on the court.
And what I love about that game is that he snapped against the Blazers, and Blazers are not a bad team by any means, and they can throw defenders.
They're like, you know how we have Raptor killers?
Oh, yeah.
Steph is like a Blazer killer.
Yeah.
He's a Blazer killer,
Yeah.
so that's that. But let's move on, man. Let's talk about his former teammate, Kevin Durant, struggling. Not struggling.
No, he's...
Hold on. Let me backtrack. Because he's averaging 28, 6, and 4, shooting over 50%, classic.
Mm-hmm.
He's not struggling.
He's not.
But, man, those last-minute shots, those last-second shots this year, that was that 2 of them, 2-point blank ones this year already. And Kyrie was talking some mad game before the season started.
These end-of-game, mishaps and poor finishes would not be a problem if Kyrie Irving had not said, this is the first time in my career I can look beside me and this guy beside me can take the shot, or I could take the shot. It's a problem because you said that and you both haven't been able to deliver. So they lost to the Hornets by 2. They lost to the Grizzlies by 5 in overtime. And they lost to the Wizards by 1. That game last night, I believe it was, or maybe the night.
It was last night.
Where they both missed an opportunity to win the game.
Open shots, yeah,
gimmies. Like it was in the
open
paint,
shots,
mid-range jump shots that they could have made. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it because they're still trying to figure it out. It sucks because Kyrie had said those things before and kind of talked a bunch of game before, and he hasn't been able to deliver, and neither has Kevin Durant in those last second moments. But it's 5 games into the season, 6 games into the season. They're gonna be able to find the rhythm together. They're gonna be able to realize, hey, I should take this shot this time. You should take this shot next time. And a lot of it also is on Steve Nash. What plays is he drawing up for them in the last second? So he's still learning on the go. So I'm not gonna put a lot of, validity into it. I think they still have a long way to go in terms of where they can go and where they need to go. I just think it's so unfortunate, and it's lovely how karma works. Like when you talk a big game, you better back it up.
But I mean, it is definitely uncharacteristic of Kevin Durant to miss those shots. But like we said, man, it has nothing to do with his performance, how the team's going to do in the end of the year.
Yeah.
They're still a great team, and they're still deep as hell. And I mean, let's talk about coming back from an Achilles injury.
Looking great.
28 points a game.
And
very efficient.
I don't know if it's just me, but he looks like he's not trying. Like I look at him like, yo, KD's 80-85%.
And yeah, man, it's just it makes you think now, like the new technology, the new medicine, it's helping all these guys. And another guy that's come back from an Achilles, my guy. John Wall. John Wall's looking vintage, man.
He looks great. And
what's going on with John Wall?
Houston's
looking good, man.
Amazing. I think John Wall came out from 2 injuries. I never know the second injury, but I know that Achilles was one of them. And he looks so explosive. You see his drives to the basket. He blows by guys so easily. You see his jumping ability. And one thing I want to mention about Kevin Durant as well is last night he tried to dunk over, I think it was Lopez. And he got up and his head was at the bottom of the backboard. So you love to see a guy who's coming off injury, attacking like that and being able to explode like that. So you see that from Kevin Durant. We've seen that from John Wall. And the Rockets have a great team, man. DeMarcus Cousins hasn't been performing that well. He hasn't been performing up to, the standard that we know that DeMarcus can perform to. Obviously, he's got to get back into the rhythm. He's missed a bunch of games because of COVID as well. So it's been a tough start for him. But, you pair up John Wall with James Harden, and then you have a third option in Christian Wood, who's
a third option?
Who's breaking out this year.
20 and 10.
I don't know if you've seen the there's a quote by, I forget who it was, but it was when his first year in the league, Christian Wood, he's like, and his teammate heard him say, he's like, I don't know why these guys are getting playing time over me. I will smoke these guys, all of these guys. I don't know why they're getting. So he's always had that confidence. He's always had that chip on his shoulder, and that's what you want from a guy like Christian Wood, right? So especially your third option. So if I'm James Harden, I said this before, and I'll say it again. If I'm James Harden, I'm really reconsidering if I want to leave Houston. I think they've got a great, set of pieces there. I think they can make something happen this year. So I think you should give it a try there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. They're looking really good. Well-coached team. I think that, and John Wall's averaging 26, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 48% from the field, man.
Phenomenal.
Like
Phenomenal.
he hasn't skipped a beat, it looks like. So I'm happy to see. I hope he can be healthy.
Yeah.
And given the fact that DeMarcus is on a prove-it kind of contract,
Yeah.
I want him to get more PT. I want him to play better.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to succeed, man. I want to get him, I want to see him back in the league, get a contract, get comfortable, find a team.
They also got PJ Tucker, who is by no means a scrub, right? Can knock down the corner three, can knock down the three in general, and can defend for you. So they've got so many good pieces there. They've got and then Eric Gordon. We never really mentioned Eric Gordon, who's slept on a lot. So they can make something happen with that team. I don't think they can win a championship, but they can make a playoff run. They can be a dark horse.
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe one move, another wing defender, 3-and-D guy, to cover that Covington spot, the Ariza spot. But yeah, man, let's talk some Raptors. Like, I don't want to get too negative about it because last episode we were talking and
we were haters. We were haters. We were haters.
It is what it is. Like, it wasn't fun, and it's not fun watching them right now, and like it's still going on. So let's talk. Like, did you see anything new from the last time that we talked? What's going on? Pascal got suspended.
Yeah. Or benched. I don't know if they really called it a suspension.
Sure,
or
he got benched.
Whatever it was. I love the move. I don't know about you. I think that was a very important move for them to make. I think
controversial move for sure.
Controversial.
Caused a lot of uproar on the Twitter.
It was huge on Raptors Twitter, but
big time.
That's besides the point. I think the move, when you look at Pascal himself and what he did, you're the max guy on the team. If my max guy is leaving early because he fouled out and he's frustrated, it just shows immaturity and it shows lack of leadership, right? So, Kyle Lowry would never do that, and that's the bar. That's the bar for leadership on the Raptors team. So, I think the move to bench him was a very important one. I think it set a tone for that team, right?
Yeah, it definitely did. But I mean, it was controversial. I mean, given the fact that you have a guy on your team that's pending a charge, it was tough. Like, it was tough. I don't personally want to talk about it, and I don't have an opinion about it. But I know it caused a lot of uproar. So it was an interesting move. I commend Nick Nurse for doing it. It's your best player. You got to set the tone.
Yeah.
My concern was that dude's response was terrible. His response was, dare I say, laughable?
He's not looking good, man.
Dare I say,
he is
dismissible?
And what's amazing is that he fouled out again the next game he played. So what do you do in this scenario?
16 points, very just weird night, 4 of 10. I mean,
what do you do in that scenario when you're
is it the fact, like, are they not running an offense for him? Is he not assertive? He doesn't really look assertive. He doesn't look like he has moves.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look fluid. The offense doesn't look like it doesn't look organized.
Yeah.
I saw a stat on Twitter. Norm Powell averaging 26% finishing at the rim.
Wow.
Down from 61% last year. I know it's a few games, but 26%.
Yeah. I think the only really bright spot I think that we saw, or I'll give two bright spots that we saw. I'll try to be positive here. I think the fight that they brought when Pascal got fouled out against that Pelicans game, and they were down 10, I think, at that time, and they clawed back and they got the lead, and then they weren't able to finish it off. But I think that fight is very important. I think Freddie really stepped up. OG really stepped up. So I think them handling adversity, they're getting better at it, which is great. Alex Len got some run and proved that he can give us some quality minutes. So that was
hit a couple threes.
Very encouraging to see, especially when the Raptors have matchups against bigger guys. I think it's going to be very important for Alex Len to get some run. But overall, the offense looks horrible, and everyone looks kind of out of place. Nobody knows exactly what to do, what shots to take. Lowry is playing like Lowry, but it doesn't seem like he's fitting into the team. It's kind of a weird mixture of things. And then, I had tweeted earlier through our account saying we've got 11 returning guys. 11. So for the continuity to look this poor is very concerning. I know someone else made
the
a point.
second worst offense in the league.
We're 14th in the East.
Yeah.
And that's not where we should be. And we're not, the Raptors aren't playing against extremely quality teams. We have 2 losses against the Pelicans. We have a loss against the Spurs. These are winnable games. I think we should be able to win those games.
Yeah, exactly.
So
at least split them.
At least, exactly. Split the ones with the Pelicans, get a feel for them. The fact that we've
let's call it what it is. The Pelicans, the refs wanted them to win that game. The NBA wanted them to win that game.
Yeah.
28 free throws in the fourth quarter.
Ridiculous.
43 in the game or something crazy like this. Bruh.
Ridiculous. But why?
Yo, I heard a stat. Trae Young averages more free throw attempts than the whole roster, the Raptors roster.
It's very seeable. You can see it. But why are the Raptors putting themselves in that position where the refs' calls can really take a toll on the game?
28 free throws in the fourth, though, is
100%.
tough.
100%.
Bro,
100%.
people don't score 28 in a quarter.
That's one game out of the 4 we've lost.
No, I agree. That one was tough, but I'm with you. And the defense has got to get better. The defense should be better. The problem is, like I said last time, the size it's bad. The issue is Chris Boucher is playing so well.
But he's small.
Exactly. He's skinny. He's too weak. He can't rebound.
Dang.
But the other guys aren't productive.
Exactly.
Chris Boucher is killing it.
Baines has not really come out to be the person we
nothing.
thought he'd be. Len, was able to give us a spark, but Chris Boucher has been outplaying that center position by far over these two guys,
question.
right? And it sucks because, like you said, he's tall and lanky, but he can't roll with the big boys down there. He can't.
Yeah.
He can't really grab on to rebounds. He can't box out as much as a Baines can. So, how does Nick Nurse, split those minutes? It gets tough, and then you also lost two starters on your team. You lost Serge and you lost Gasol, so having to fill those roles in is also very tough. So there is some excuses, but it shouldn't be this bad. The Raptors shouldn't have a 1-4 start for the season.
Yeah.
So it's been very disappointing. It's been very frustrating. I posed this question to you off air before. You can answer it again now. Do you think that the Raptors fans, that the Raptors media, whatever, do you think that the expectations should come down? Is that what? Do you think?
Well, what are the expectations? I don't really have a clear cut idea.
Prior to the season, we were saying we could be a mid-Eastern Conference team.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a reasonable expectation?
Yes, absolutely.
You still think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the way they're playing,
the way they're playing is not. But that's what I'm saying is they're all underperforming. Pascal is just bad right now.
Yeah.
It's not. Let's call it what it is. It's not. It's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, it might be a slump, whatever. He's bad. So when you're looking at the team as it is right now, obviously the expectation shouldn't change because he should get better.
Yeah,
he needs to get better.
Fair enough.
So let's just move on because we can talk Raptors forever, but we're gonna do something today called real or fake. Real or fake. So we're gonna go through because it's really the only way to look at it is real or fake because there's been so many surprises, like we said in the beginning, teams that are in the top that you don't expect to be there, guys at the bottom. So I'll let you start, man. What's the first team you're gonna look at?
So I'm gonna go with the Nets. We'll go to the teams that we talked about briefly earlier. So we'll go with the Nets. They're 3-4. I think it's a fat fake. I think they're way too good to be 3-4. Their losses, I mentioned earlier, were last second losses. Against the Hornets, against the Grizzlies, and against the Wizards. So once they're able to really build out their team and establish roles more clearly, and once they're able to finish down the stretch, I think they're gonna get a lot better. They are missing Spencer Dinwiddie, which it was a huge blow for them, maybe 2 or 3 games in the season. So once they learn how to adjust from that, I think they're going to be great. And I think they're going to rise back up to the top 3 in the East. So definitely fake for now. So I expect way better things from them. For
sure. I'll go with Philly first. So Philadelphia 76ers sitting high and mighty.
5-1.
Top of the East, top of the NBA. Is it real or is it fake? I think it's real.
Woo!
I think it's real. They're the number 1 team in defense. They're the number 1 defense in the league.
Doc.
And they're a mid-league offense. They're not even doing that well offensively.
Yeah.
And they're still 5-1.
They can get better.
Let's look at it. Like they have 5 guys, 5 guys averaging double digits. I want to give flowers to Joel Embiid, 25-13.
Quietly, man. There hasn't been much said about him at all.
25-13. He's shooting 57% from the field. Get this, 40% from 3.
Beautiful.
Okay, he's only putting up 3, but whatever.
Oh, it's okay.
Tobias Harris, bro, 19 points, 8.5. So let's go 9. 19-9 on the season.
Beauty.
He is playing very good basketball. 48% from the 3, 51% from the field.
That's huge for them.
Let's recall when Tobias Harris got paid. Who was his coach?
Brett Brown.
No.
Oh no, it was Doc and Clippers.
It was Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers brought the best out of Tobias Harris. He got him paid.
Yeah.
Tobias struggled. Doc comes back early. I don't know. I don't want to say, I don't want to say it's going to be like this all year. But I'm liking what I'm seeing.
If he's going to keep putting up close to 20 points a game, that's
liking what I'm seeing.
Very important for them.
Another guy I want to give flowers to is Seth Curry.
Yeah, Seth.
The younger Curry.
Yeah.
16 a game, shooting 52% from 3. 52% from 3. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like Seth a lot.
What's great about Seth is that he's not just a shooter. He can put the ball on the floor and he can attack the basket. He's got a great handle. I think everything but his shooting is underrated. Yeah. So I think he's a really, really good player.
I like him, man. I like it a lot. And the last guy in double digits is not who you expect. It's not Danny Green.
Oh, really?
It's not Danny Green. It's Shake Milton at 12 a game. He's their guard.
Yeah. What's Ben? Ben, I saw Ben.
He's their new Josh Richardson. Shake Milton.
What's Ben Simmons? What's Ben?
Ben is at 14.
Like?
14 and 7.
Serviceable.
14, 9, and 7. Sorry.
Serviceable. If he had a jump shot, it would go up to 20.
14, 9, and 7.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Pretty good there, too.
52% from the field. I mean, it's good, man. I like what I'm seeing from Philly. Their bench could get a little bit better, but their top 5 is very good. I think they're top heavy.
Yeah.
So, again, assuming Joel Embiid is healthy, assuming Ben Simmons is healthy, like last year, they struggled a little bit. I think it's very contingent on those two guys being there.
Yeah.
But I like what I'm seeing, man. They're a well-coached team. They're 5-1. I like it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to go with the Raptors. Raptors 1-4. Is that real or is that fake? That's real as hell. That is that is real.
1-4?
1-4 is real as hell. And why? You watch the games. We watch the games together. You see how they play. They deserve those losses. We're not facing quality teams. We're not playing quality basketball. So this is real. The Raptors aren't playing together. If they're going to keep on playing that way, they're going to stay 14th in the East. And they're not going to get a playoff berth. I said it earlier before, this is a rebuilding year without the rebuild. Everyone's figuring out what to do. Do I think they're going to miss the playoffs? No. I think they're going to squeeze in at the bottom. But this is real.
They're going to figure it out.
There's real issues here.
This isn't real.
I'm going
This
real.
is not real.
I'm going
Raptors
real.
not 1-4 is not real. 2-4, sure. 1-4, that's trash.
We'll see tonight.
Yeah, we'll see tonight. We'll see tonight. By the time this comes out, it'll be done. But 1-4. Cavs, baby.
Wow.
The Cleveland Cavaliers sitting at 4-2, bro.
Who would have thought, man?
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have
And when I was looking into this, I was even more shocked to find out that they're the number 2 defense in the league.
Wow.
They're the number 2 defense in
the Cavs
in the league. And
Beautiful.
their offense is 26th. So they're not even that good, man, offensively. They got 2 guys that are doing very good.
Yes.
Very well, sorry. Colin Sexton and Darius Garland, their front court.
Have you seen their nickname?
Sexland?
Yeah.
I've seen it. And obviously Drummond in a contract here playing very well for my fantasy team.
Yeah.
But, dude, man, Cleveland, I'm going to go ahead and say fake on this one. 4-2.
Really? Okay.
4-2. You're relying on Colin Sexton, Darius Garland. I don't know if they're going to make that leap to be an all-season success. Mm-hmm. Colin Sexton's a high-volume guy. He's averaging 26 right now.
Yeah.
Which is very impressive.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's sustainable. I'm not. Man,
You're
Cleveland,
not buying it, eh?
in this East, in this season, I'm not buying it.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Pelicans. The Pelicans are 4-2. I've watched 2 of their wins against the Raptors, so I've seen what they can do. I'm gonna put a twist on it a little bit. I'm gonna say real, but not convinced. Not convinced because their 2 of their 4 wins came against the struggling Raptors, and then they've got a win against the Thunder and the Spurs.
Or maybe the good Raptors is lost against a good Pelicans team.
Those are good Raptors too. Okay. Yeah. So so they've been able to take care of business against teams that it looks like they're supposed to take care of business against, but against the really heavy competitors such as the Heat and Suns, they've lost by 10 plus and 20 plus. So I can't really trust exactly what they're doing right now. I do like the things I'm seeing. Brandon Ingram is averaging 24, 7, and 5, and he's shooting 46% from the field, so very efficient. He's taking his next step. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Zion. Zion's averaging just under 20 and 8, and he's Mr. Efficient. He's shooting 55% from the field. Just the way he moves, just the way him and B.I. play together, I think it's been really important for that team. And I think that Stan Van Gundy has done a great job in really being able to command these players. He's not really known to be a players coach, but he's got them playing defense, which is very important for them. Other notable guys: Lonzo's averaging 12 points. Eric Bledsoe's averaging 12 points. I know Steven Adams is averaging 10 points. So they've got maybe five guys in double digits, their whole starting lineup in double digits, which is very important. JJ Redick is only averaging 6 or 7 points. I'm really looking to see how they're going to utilize him because he's, I think, going to be one of their big key X factors going forward. So for me, for now, the Pelicans are real. They've been real against the players or against a team that they've been up against. But I'm not convinced because I need to see them go against elite competition.
That's fair. Let's go Denver. Denver is 2-4, man.
Wow.
The Western Conference Denver Nuggets are 2-4. Jamal Murray balled the heck out last night. I think he's starting to pick it up. He was slow a little bit. Jokic is having a heck of a year, averaging a triple-double. I mean, you can't stop him. Yeah. Jokic is there a better passing center in the league? Passing big man?
I don't think so. Not at all. He's averaging a hell of a triple-double. 22, 11, 12, I think it was. And he's shooting mad efficient. Over 50%, I think. A very, very high number. But
he's 66%. He's 66%, 44 from 3. I'm not gonna. Okay, let's paint the picture because you got Michael Porter Jr. is averaging just under 20 points a game.
Yeah,
20 and 7. That's a pretty good line for Michael Porter Jr. But he plays absolutely no defense. Jokic, absolutely no defense. Jamal Murray, not the greatest.
Yeah,
not the greatest defender.
Yeah.
Monte Morris is doing pretty well with them. He's a good defender. Gary Harris, decent, 7.5 points a game. I don't know what the heck happened with him, right?
Yeah.
And then they picked up JaMychal Green from the Clippers, who's averaging 11 points. So they're not the worst in terms of outspread productivity.
Yeah.
The issue is that they're the second worst defense in the league. They can't stop anybody. It's tough, and I don't know if you can have another deep run when you're that bad defensively. You lose a guy like, what's his name, Jeremy Grant. That we're really high on Jeremy Grant. He's having a great year in Detroit.
Yeah,
but it's Detroit. But that's besides the point. You lose a guy like him, you need to replace him defensively. And who did you put in the starting lineup? Michael Porter.
Yeah,
he doesn't defend, so it's tough. I'm gonna go real on the 2-4. I'm gonna go real on the 2-4. I think Denver's gonna have a long year unless
6 games.
Unless Jamal Murray can put up like 25 plus consistent. I'm gonna go real. I think they're gonna finish around 500.
Wow. That still buys you a playoff spot. Actually, that might not buy you a playoff spot in the Western Conference.
Sacramento's 3-3, and they're 6th in the West right now.
Oh, times have changed, eh?
Times have changed. It's a very obscure start.
Another club similar to the Denver Nuggets, the Mavs. Your Mavs, 2-4, a very, very, very shaky start.
No Porzy though.
No Porzy, and that's why I'm gonna go fake. I'm gonna go fake. I think they can be a lot better. I think they can do a lot better. Right now, they only have 4 guys averaging double digits.
Luka's in Thanksgiving dinner shape.
Even JJ Barea said it. Even JJ Barea said he doesn't take the game or doesn't take that part of the game seriously in training yet.
Still a kid.
He's still a big boy. He's averaging 25 on the season. The next highest scorer is Tim Hardaway Jr. with 15.
Yeah.
So it's not spread out
so well. They need another guy.
They need another guy, and they need more size. They really need KP back. I think having Willie Cauley-Stein is great, but he's not as great as a rim protector as you want him to be. He's only averaging like 0.3 blocks a game. Maxi Kleber is leading the team in blocks with 0.7. So they need some rim protection. Luka's leading in all the major stat categories, points, rebounds, and assists. So when you have someone handling that much of the burden, it gets really tiresome for him. It gets really tough for him. And teams are able to zone in on him, right? They're able to double him. They don't really have to worry about other guys. So I think they really need KP back, and I think they're not going to succeed unless and until they get KP back. So I'm going to go fake for now, for as long as KP's sitting out.
Yeah, that's fair. I like Dallas. I like Luka Doncic. It's no debate. I've said it proudly on this podcast many times. And Luka's is a heck of a player, but he's still young and he's still immature in the sense where he's trying to party and he's rich, man.
Getting paid.
He's a 21-year-old. He's on top of the world. Everyone loves him. He's killing the game. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't blame him, man. He's 21, so I think he's gonna get it figured out. He just got to get in shape. He's got to get a second option as well. And Porzingis, man, needs to be more healthy, and that's the tough part.
He's always been injured,
and his injuries take long. They're not like 2 weeks. He's always out for a while, but I hope he can come back and be healthy. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the Washington Wizards, man. 2-5. after starting 0-5. Before I plead my case, I'm gonna go fake on this.
Really?
I'm gonna go fake on this 2-5. I like the Washington Wizards. I think they have potential. They just need to gel a little bit better. And man, they picked up Russell Westbrook a week before the season, and this is a guy that's gonna have the ball probably the most on your team. Because, he's the point guard. He's still facilitating to Brad Beal. Like, it's going to be him and Brad. Yeah. So, you're incorporating a guy who's touching the ball all the time into your offense. And on top of that, the team isn't even that great. It's a transition.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to give him some time to gel. And I think that he's also sitting out back-to-backs.
Yeah.
So, there's also that. There's the continuity. So, I'm going to go fake on this. I think throughout the course of the season, they're going to figure it out. I still think they're going to be a mid to bottom Eastern playoff team.
And you have them in the playoff, or maybe sneaking in.
Well, now we're talking play-in, right? So it's 10 teams. I'm thinking I'm going to go 7 to 10.
Okay.
I think 7 to 10 is a good range for these guys. So I'm going to go fake on the Wizards 2-5. There was a play we're going to post on Twitter. Davis Bertans inbounds the ball.
Oh, I love that.
From his half.
Yeah.
And it was like a quick pitch. And it was 24 seconds right when he inbounded it.
Yeah.
Quick pitch with 21 seconds left. The guy pulled from like 5 feet behind the three.
Yep, I saw.
No hezzy.
And I was freaking out because I have Bertans on fantasy.
Bang,
I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Bang.
Nails it.
He is a sniper, man. He's a sniper. But he's struggling. 33% from 3 this year.
Oh, buddy, I know.
He's struggling, but I think they're going to figure it out.
Okay. And then lastly for me, I got the Phoenix Suns, who have been a huge shock as to how well they're doing, honestly. I don't want to say shock because they're bad. I want to say shock because I don't think anybody expected them to be this good. They're sitting 5-2 right now. And I'm going to go real. I think the Chris Paul effect is real. Like, we've seen it in the past. We've seen it happen before. He went to Houston. He made Houston better. He went to OKC. He made OKC 100 times better. And now he's in Phoenix, making them 100 times better. His ability to command a younger group of guys is second to none. And I think that's where he's really making his Hall of Fame, not case because he was a Hall of Famer prior to this, but this is one of the very few things that somebody is good at, and he's good at it, and that's what he's going to be really known for. I like how the team spreads. They've all got their roles. D-Book, we know he's a bucket. He's averaging 21, so he's only going to get better, in my opinion. I think he's going to push up to that 25 point mark.
And he's got to get used to having Chris Paul beside him.
Exactly. So. DeAndre Ayton has been balling. He's averaging 11 rebounds a game.
Tell him about Michael Bridges.
Michael Bridges is phenomenal. Averaging
Mikal Bridges.
Michael McCall, all the same, bro. Averaging 14.1 points a game, man, and he's averaging just under 6 rebounds a game, which is
he's not turning it over at all, and his percentages are very, very good.
And he can defend. For a skinny, lanky guy, he can absolutely
Cam Johnson, shout out Cam Johnson, too. They have very, 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 very impressive young guys, man.
Guess how many people they have averaging double digits?
7.
7 players averaging double digits. Monty Williams is putting on a show in Phoenix, and their 8th guys averaging 8.3 points a game. So
that's impressive, man.
The definition of team basketball. Obviously, Chris Paul's leading in the assist category, but they're just a very good, overall team. They each got their roles. They've each accepted their roles, and when you see them, it's fun basketball. Like, it's good basketball to watch.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go real on this 5-2 Suns team. I think they're gonna stay. If they keep playing like this, they're gonna stay, mid to the upper portion of the Western Conference. I think they're gonna have a great season this year.
Yeah, all fair points. I like Phoenix. I like D-Book, and I like CP. Mm-hmm. And we didn't even get a chance to talk about this, but, man, D-Book had some beef last night.
He did.
With Paul George.
Yeah.
Called him a soft...
A bunch of...
Called him a soft A. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was crazy. And you and I were talking about this, man, but is there anybody of Paul George's stature that's more disrespected? Like, you always see, guys like D-Book, these young up-and-coming guys, give their love and respect to the older guys, right?
Yeah.
Like Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray. They're going to, embrace and hug these guys. But, bro, this guy got into his face, called him soft, and over what? Like, I'm pretty sure it was just a random dude on the floor. Could have been Bridges or something. It wasn't like Chris Paul or anything like that.
No.
And I mean that, and then Dame Lillard last year and all that. So is there anyone that's more disrespected or not taken seriously than Way Off P?
I was very surprised to see D-Book say that. Like, D-Book doesn't...
I couldn't believe it, man.
Speak like that. He doesn't really speak much when he's playing. I think the only close person I have who is disrespected as much, but not in the same way, I think it would be Steph Curry. I think Steph Curry was heavily disrespected by the older generation. You know, the older generation never really want to give praise to the younger guys, and they never want to give praise to Steph, especially because of how he played. So I would compare him to Steph in a different way, and also the disrespect that you've been giving him, you and the people have been giving Steph Curry this year prior to that 62
Man, it wasn't
game.
that bad, man. Bro, I've been in Steph Curry's stan.
I don't know, bro. You've been being rude. So I think for me, no one really comes to mind as much as Steph Curry in general. I think he gets in the NBA community. I think he gets disrespected a lot. It wasn't until this year Damian Lillard seems to respect him this year for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe just the range that they can both shoot. But
did you see them going back and forth from like 50 feet?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Hit him with a wow.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
There's literally clips of Dame Lillard literally just not even taking a step in. He just goes to half court and just bucket.
And he was working,
Yeah.
Oubre was full court pressing the crap out of him.
What I'm gonna love about that matchup though is that Dame is gonna come back and drop 60 piece the next time they play.
Yeah, I want to give one team an honorary mention because we didn't really talk about them, and I think we should because their record is a little bit not representative of the team that they are. But Sacramento, man,
fake, eh?
No, I think the Sacramento Kings are real. They got 6 guys. They're 3-3. Okay. Sorry, yes. Fake on their record, 3-3. I think they're better. Well, again, 500 in the West.
Not bad at all.
It's not bad at all in a shortened season. So I think, man, the Sacramento Kings are looking up from here, man. 6 guys in double digits.
I'm going to tell you where the difference comes for them, and it's because I have Buddy and I have Fox on my fantasy team. Their efficiency. Yeah. Their efficiency is like they're shooting.
Well, Buddy's not that efficient. But.
Yeah, so they're not shooting well. A lot of games they're not really, I think Buddy's in the 30s, low 40s.
Buddy is 38% from 3, which is not bad. But he's 38% from the field.
Exactly,
total,
so
which is
not efficient. Once they clean up, and they're young guys, so once they kind of find their spots and pick their spots and kind of get that IQ down, I think they can be a lot more efficient. So
I love Tyrese Halliburton, man. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. 50% from 3 on 4 attempts a game.
He's one of those fan favorite kind of guys.
10.5 points a game. I love the rook. I don't know how he slipped to them, but they got a winner with him.
It's the form.
Marvin Bagley's putting up 12 and 8, decent, but man, his dad tweeted that he wants him out. They want to trade him.
Yes.
Marvin Bagley wants out.
I don't know if it's him or if it's dad that want that.
Well, I mean,
sometimes we've seen parents.
I know, but
wives,
I think the player would come out and say something, and I don't know.
He hasn't said anything yet.
For what it's worth, I think he should get out of there. Maybe get a different role somewhere, get a different coach system. He's a nice player, it seems. So I don't know, man. Sacramento looking good. I like Rashawn Holmes a lot. Good hustle player, and talk about a guy that was on the hot seat, Luke Walton.
Yeah,
his job is saved.
His job is saved, but it can go either way. I think they're still only 3-3. I think they just got to kind of stay disciplined and keep doing what they're doing and try to improve. Once they fall into a bad string of losses, I think that's going to be the end for them. I don't think they're going to be mentally strong enough to be able to handle that kind of adversity, especially being such a young team and such a young coach as well. So
yeah, for sure,
they got to keep kind of staying on the positive, keep riding this, good basketball, keep playing good basketball, and I think they'll be fine.
Yeah. Man, I agree with you. I love the way the season's panning out. There's a lot of slaps. I'm not really loving that, but I'm excited for the playoffs. It's going to be a good one. Before we end the episode, I want to give a birthday shout out to our QC coordinator. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Shout out to our boy Ryan. It's his birthday coming up in a few days.
10 days to your birthday,
10 days to your birthday.
Dirty 30.
I was going to say he's turning 23, but yeah, dirty 30. We're gonna go on and say the truth.
Sorry, Steph Curry here. No worries.
Yeah, so shout out to Ryan, who's the brother of our very own Zaid. So shout out to you, bro. Happy birthday. We love you. We love your support of the show. The show loves you. And Pascal Siakam loves you. All right. So let's end with that, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said in the beginning, subscribe, like, listen, send to your friends, listen again, listen on Spotify.
Sisters, brothers, mothers.
Follow the gram, follow the Twitter, follow us. We're entertaining, bro. Like, it is what it is. You're going to like the follow. So thank you guys for your constant support, and we'll come at you next episode.